So EFT, what I talk about in that book is a little bit of what I've already said. EFT captures the essence of attachment. Attachment basically says that emotion is the core organizing variable in people's inner life and in their relationships with others. And that our most natural way of dealing with our emotions is to deal with it with other people. And what we do in positive relationships is we take our experience and we process it with others so that it becomes whole and coherent, so that it's not alien. One of the most fascinating things John Bowlby ever said, and I read him again and again, and I always find new gems, is he said, all what we call dysfunction, right? Pain, getting stuck in pain, getting stuck in negative ways of coping, all dysfunction is an attempt to deal with frightening, alien, and unacceptable emotions. Frightening, alien, and unacceptable emotions. And the word that hits me most there, of course, unacceptable. And what the therapist does is accept people's emotions and say, of course you feel that way. That's just human, right? And what the therapist does is make emotion less frightening, because in your sessions in EFT, people don't face their emotions alone. You're there with them, the way a good mother is with a child who's facing something frightening. You're there, so they're not alone, right? But the one that hits me is alien, because so often people say to me in therapy, I didn't understand that. I didn't know I knew that. I never put that together like that. And there's something about making the alien familiar. That is the essence of psychotherapy. I'll talk to you about my clients as we go through today. And right now I'm working with a young woman who's very anorexic and who came to me and said, well, my eating's under control. And I said, well, that's wonderful, but how can I help you? She said, well, my eating's under control and all the therapy has been about that, but nobody's really helped me deal with what's really going on. I said, oh, what's really, I'm sorry, I don't understand. She said, well, of course, it's the anxiety that's the real problem, because not eating was just a solution to that, to all this anxiety. So I say, okay, I get it. So then after the first session, I say, oh, what's it like talking to me? She said, oh, well, I understand. You have a way of putting things together, but some of these things are very difficult to talk about. I said, yes, I understand. They're very difficult. She said, but you know, even though it's difficult, it starts to make sense. And even though I didn't really understand what was going on inside me at all, and that was completely overwhelming. And now, even though we've talked about these difficult things, for some crazy reason, I sang all the way home in the car. And what I heard her say is, my inner experience is no longer so alien, so strange, so overwhelming. The other message, of course, we give people all the time is, we normalize and we show people what's going on with them, and we say, of course, that happens to all of us. EFT in general and EFIT is, the image I like is, we are all turkeys in the same turkey soup phenomena. It's not, you know, you normalize, you say, yes, of course, we all do that, don't we? And that includes you as a therapist. It's not I am the distant expert who will coach you and tell you what to do with your emotions and tell you how to be better and fix you kind of therapy. It's a way of going in and being with people. And I always say this the minute it occurs to me, because I'm always terrified I'm not going to tell you by the end of the seminar. And it's a way of moving and taking people into experience in a way that their experience isn't alien anymore, and they're able to formulate it. They're able to make friends with it. They're able to ground themselves in it and trust their own experience. And change happens on an experiential level. So it's nice to give people new explanations, to talk to them about things. But in the end, you have to be able to give people a new experience, an experience that changes all these difficulties they're having from something alien to something perfectly acceptable, to not frightening anymore, to not alien, and to being acceptable.